Liberation greetings to all and sundry. May I take this opportunity to say happy Sunday to all the people of the southern Cameroons, to all the people of Ambazonia, my brave warriors of our liberation movement. Accept revolutionary greetings, accept liberation greetings from me, Comrade John Akuro, this Sunday, February 20, 2020. On this discussion today, we are going to be examining some very critical and painful issues affecting our collective quest for freedom by our actions, by our attitudes, and by the kind of thoughts we carry. My people of the southern Cameroons, a good lot of us are dealing our own very aspiration for freedom a very deadly blow. I like to use the occasion of this discussion today to draw our attention to these discrepancies and let us know that despite the efforts being made by some of us to thwart our quest for freedom, we will indeed be free. The only problem is your actions may delay us. And in the process, you yourself, you may be ridding yourself of the opportunity to live, to see that free, that beautiful Ambazonia that we all seek to wring from the hands of La République du Cameroon. My people of the southern Cameroons, unknown to a good lot of us, La République du Cameroon is today more divided than us, the people of Ambazonia. The only thing that's happening is that they have thugs who at least are united in their quest to continue to inflict pain on us. And now, when our own decide to work together, it is sending shockwaves down the spines of La République du Cameroon. And that is why they are investing a lot of money they don't even have, to infiltrate our ranks and to break and destroy this momentum towards coming together. Because they know exactly what that will mean to them. Because they know how fragile they are at this point in time. And because they know the impending doom that is about to befall La République du Cameroon. They have to make haste to take us to a certain ebb, to the lowest point where we will no longer be like an active volcano by the time they descend into their own abyss, giving themselves the possibility that they will be able to overcome their crisis and then come back as a more united front to completely terminate our dreams of being a free people. Those Southern Cameroonians, those Ambazonians who are aiding and abetting this, sometimes simply because of selfish thoughts, simply because of the quest for vain virtual power, simply because of the quest for relevance, do not understand what harm they are doing to the 8 million people of the southern Cameroons that are looking up to us to give them freedom, to help them walk into freedom. My people of the southern Cameroons, within this broadcast, I'm going to be sharing some very vital and important information that should help us understand, better analyze what is happening around us right now. So it gives us an idea of how close we are to attaining our objective. So it gives us an idea of exactly where La République du Cameroon stands now. So it makes us to understand why some of the actions that some of our people, out of full understanding of what is before us and sometimes even desperation, are undertaking that will salvage our restoration quest and give us the victory we so desire. Before I delve into the weave of all of this, I have a guest on this program today. My guest today is a gentleman of repute, a Southern Cameroonian who has decided to share the knowledge he has, to put it at the disposal of other Southern Cameroonians and people from other parts of Africa who are in the United States in quest for a better life, so that those who want to be economically strengthened, so that they will become useful as a diaspora that looks back, should have the opportunity to get the technical, the professional wherewithal to belong to those sectors that give people the money, the real means, so they don't come and sap all your energy by doing menial jobs. And by the time you go on retirement, you have to start investing back all the little earnings that you had doing, should I just call it minimum wage jobs, into recovering your health. Whereas you can actually play and earn. That is exactly what we'll be discussing right here with my guest, Mr. Marcel Jaff. So, Marcel Jaff, you're welcome to my platform. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. John Mbakuro, for giving me this opportunity to be on your great platform to discuss this life changing opportunity for your audience to listen and take advantage of. The opportunity to be in this new and exciting field, a field that is catching fire, the opportunity to enter the information technology related field and work as a scrum master or even an agile coach. Forbes magazine says data is the new oil. Data is the new oil, and that's a good thing. So please come and join the winning team. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jaff, you are running a center called Venbati LLC, and therefore you are offering training in, you know, Scrum and the agile methodology. Can you give us very briefly, can you explain so briefly what this wonderful field is all about? Because there are a lot of people perhaps will be hearing about, an agile scrum master or a scrum master or an agile coach for the first time today.
So absolutely, I was gonna get into that later, but now that you've asked, let me just get into it. Now, uh, anyone trying to get into this field probably has, any number of reasons, but let's hear it from the Washington Post. The Washington Post says that Scrum Master is among the highest paying jobs in the US. It's reported by the Washington Post in the leadership column of March 8, 2017. It says, being a Scrum Master may sound like something a rugby player does, because the word Scrum comes from rugby, or a job that doesn't sound all that inviting to many. But for people who know how to run software projects according to certain quick changing small group management principles, it's one of the 25 highest paying jobs in America. And there are more than 2,000 openings for it. More than 2,000 openings for it. So, project, to think of it in a simple way, it is the new way of running complex projects. Yes, if you want to be productive, or if Jeff Sutherland says, Dr. Jeff Sutherland, who is a co-creator of Scrum, says, you want to be hyper productive, this is the train you need to get in. This is the boat you want to get in if you want to be hyper productive today. That's why they hire people like us and pay us, more than six-figure income to come in and help companies be hyper productive. So that's why I'm here to share this opportunity with your audience so they can listen and take advantage of it.
What does a Scrum Master do?
A Scrum Master, in a very simple way, is somebody who is helping the team in whatever, I don't want to use the word project. We usually prefer to use the word product. Help the team, a Scrum team, to deliver a product, and in a way that emphasizes value. So, in so doing, the basic job you do involves facilitating certain important Scrum meetings. And that is what we do in the class. We train you how to be able to be a good facilitator, how to be able to get the team to focus on creating value for a customer. And who doesn't want value these days? Everybody wants value for his money. So we deliver value. It's all about value, 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 and value.
I'd like our audience to know that myself, I'm a Scrum Master. Personally, I'm a Scrum Master, and that's why I was interested in getting Marcel Jaffier to talk about this new. I mean, to most of us coming in from the continent, you call it new and exciting field. But again, a Scrum Master in a company, it's a managerial position, Marcel. So, which means that it's not like you're coming in, you're going in as a greenhorn. That is why it's a six-figure position in most companies. That is why it's a very well-paying job. But again, the exciting thing about the position of a Scrum Master is that you actually cut across a lot of strata of the company, especially when you go to the rank of an agile coach. It means you are operating from the highest to the lowest realms of the company. Does that sound really prestigious, Marcel?
Absolutely. I think it's a really, really great opportunity. And I would want to particularly speak to my brothers and sisters from Africa who come here and sometimes they might think they don't have a background in IT, they didn't study science. No, don't worry about those things. We take care of that. We can train you to get to the point where you are very, very comfortable and you can join this winning team. Absolutely. Yes, there is management involved and all that. Absolutely. It's a very good job. And I can say I love it. I'm not doing it for I fell in love with it. I'm not doing it for money. It's not a job, job, as they say in America for me. No, for me, this is something I am deeply passionate about. And that's another thing I'll get into as we are going through the presentation. It's something I'm very passionate about. If you call me at midnight and the discussion was about Scrum and Agile, I'm game. We're talking. Absolutely.
Marcel, don't forget, I agree with you that, I mean, it's a passion. You can become very passionate about it. But we're in Uncle Sam's. And Uncle Sam doesn't joke about collecting his taxes, his bills, and everything. So, even for the money, think about the money. Get into this field. Because if you come here, you want to make money. You want to be able to help our hundreds of thousands of internally displaced people who are in the forests in the southern Cameroons. I'm talking here to my southern Cameroons audience. You want to help your people back on the continent. I'm talking to other people from Africa. You want to raise their standards of living. You want to change the face of your family. You have come here. You want to do that without breaking the entire body. Think about Scrum, at least, first of all, for the money. You will develop the passion as you get into it. And so, Marcel, this brings me to asking you this question. Who can become a Scrum Master?
Well, our students have come from all over the academic spectrum. We've had students who are from, journalism like you. We've had students who are from the arts. We have had students who are from the sciences. Once you come in here, we look at where are you and we try to help you along that journey. It's a journey. Everybody doesn't come here at the same level, but most of the time, as most of your audience knows, people who end up coming out here in the US always end up being people who had either had a high school, I mean, they call it high school diploma, advanced level, and an advanced level in America and Cameroon is like 2 years or so of college here, and then in many cases it's people already with degrees. So we can help you absolutely. And so that brings me to the three important things that I really really wanted to drive home to your audience about why they should choose our program, because as you know there are many programs out there. Three important things I wanted them to take home. One is our deep commitment. We do not count hours or sessions that we spend with our students. What does that mean? That means our number one objective is our students. Our number two objective is our students. And number three objective, you guess right, our students. You get my drift. So when it comes to our students, our team, led by me, is committed to going the extra mile and then some in helping you in your learning journey. For example, the official class hours is Saturdays and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. However, if a student reaches out to my team during the week, we would send you a Zoom link and address the problem. We will not say it's not class hours. No, we are always, we are available around the clock, so to speak. We are always available to the student throughout their learning journey and beyond. Even after you get the job, we will continue mentoring and coaching you. Second thing is what? Our deep expertise. I have the good fortune to have been trained by some of the founding fathers in the field of Scrum, like who? Dr. Jeff Sutherland, who is the co-creator of Scrum, who co-created Scrum with Ken Schwaber. And I also have a certification from his program, from his company, Scrum Inc. I also been trained by my friend and mentor, Dr. James Coplin, a legend in the field of Scrum and Agile. So I am also benefiting from the wisdom of another gentleman who is a signatory to the Agile Manifesto, Ron Jeffries. We chat from time to time. So the point is, my students can rest assured that even if you don't know the answer, we will be sure to find out and bring it to you as soon as possible. The third thing is my deep passion, which I already mentioned. I am very, very passionate about Scrum. At any point in time, if you call me, like I already said, even in the middle of the night and the discussion is about Scrum, know that I am ready to help you. So there are three things: deep commitment, deep expertise, and deep passion. Three things. Thank you.
Jeff, Marcel, I like to find out, and I know this is a question that people will be asking in the audience. What
Yes.
certifications does your training institute prepare candidates to, take in preparation, or as they look forward to becoming a scrum master, to hitting the job market? I mean, like a jet plane touches the tarmac.
Exactly. I like that analogy. That's exactly how my students jet into the job market. Exactly. So our program prepares you for the Professional Scrum Master 1 certification course, PSM 1 certification course, which is run by no other than Ken Schwaber. Ken Schwaber is the one, the co-creator of Scrum, who actually signs your certification. That program, we run it for 6 weeks. A hard-working, committed student, there is no question about it. You could do it in less time than that. Then we have job approach training. After you finish that, talking about resume writing, interviewing skills, that happens 2 weeks after that. Then our trainings are on Saturdays and Sundays during the weekends only. That way you can keep your day job. You don't have to give up your job. In case you're struggling and you're looking for money to pay for the class, we'll work with you. And then the classes are from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our next class, take home. Our next class is March 19, 2022. The weekend of March 19, 2022. Write that, mark that on your calendars, so to
Yeah,
speak. So our
I'm actually displaying this flyer so they could pick up the contacts here. Although I know you will be able
exactly,
to repeat this contacts later, so you can see it, the Agile Scrum training course, and you see the telephone numbers there. I think they are right
yes.
below here and available for you to be able to reach out. Yes, Marcel.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So the venue is everything is offered online from the comfort of your home. Think about the environment we are in right now, where COVID-19 has become the new normal. You can you can take these classes from the comfort of your home, and also you can work from the comfort of your home. Think about it, working from the comfort of your home and making a six-figure income. Compare that to what people are going through out there. Then another issue, I'm sure that will come up too, but as far as price is concerned, price is negotiable. Call us for discounts. Discounts that are going on right now. We have limited spots. We can always discuss that. So we understand
But
sometimes
up
people
initial,
might
how
go
much
through.
does the course go for?
So right now, I would say the average cost out there is around 1,500, right? But like I said, price is something that we are willing to work with you on, and we are willing to give you discounts because we know times are hard. We are even willing to discuss payment arrangements and all that. Like I said, this is something I'm passionate about. I want to change other people's life like mine changed. I have a testimony that I can tell you about what happened to me before these days, and like the jobs that John was talking about. I did all those jobs. I've been here 20 plus years. So I've gone through every single rank that you can think about, so to speak, in the US. So yeah, so absolutely. Pay is something
Yeah,
that I understand is a dicey topic.
You
But
know,
let
I
that
had
not
this.
stop you from changing your life. Let
Sure.
that not stop you. Yes.
You know, I had this conversation with someone that said, that was a scrum master. They say, but I always hear there's confusion between agile scrum master, agile coach. But what is the difference between agile and scrum? I know I usually have the simplistic way of telling you that agile will be, your mindset, okay, and then
Yes. That's right.
scrum will be the framework. But you, as an
Correct.
instructor, can you quickly edify those who are wondering on about this in just about 30-45 seconds, so they have a clear idea
Yes.
what they may be getting into when they are reaching out to you?
Yes. 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 So we do both. We talk about both. We talk about Scrum, and then we also have it, agile. So you said it correctly, John. Absolutely. Agile is more about the mindset. It's the mindset of of a team that, it's like getting your mindset ready so you can do the Scrum, which is a framework then, because they are related. You know, Scrum is one of the quote unquote agile frameworks out there, if you want to put it that way, even though Scrum was there before agile, if you were thinking about it in terms of history. But it is more about the mindset, getting your mindset ready for this framework that is called Scrum. Scrum would be the framework, meaning that you can take it and customize it. My company where I work, the way we do Scrum might not be the way you find it in Google, might not be the way you find it in Amazon. So Scrum gives you that ability. It's a framework, so you can customize it. Uh-huh. Yes. So, and that is why people like it, because you can customize it. Uh-huh. Think of
Okay.
it. I like to tell my students sometimes, like, think of it like, the body has everybody has a basic skeleton, but we all look different. But the basic skeleton is the same. Think of it like that. So some people will have a little bit more, and some will have less, and but the basic skeleton, that basic framework of Scrum, stays the same. Just like one of the part of the basic skeleton, we say there will be a Scrum Master, which is you. We are hoping that will be you. So that's part of the skeleton.
Okay, Marcel, I guess we will have an opportunity to come back to this discussion. But just before you go, the
Yes.
last question:
Yes.
How
Yes.
how can you be contacted for those who are interested in enrolling in your training institute to become scrum masters, to become the next millionaires in town?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And just so I drive home the point on the pay, there is the survey that I looked at today says that an average scrum master in the USA makes on LinkedIn, that professional website, LinkedIn says 105,000. 105,000. That's a six figure. That's average. Yes. As I think I already said that I am above that. But it bears repeating. 105,000 today. Talk about a real change in your life. If you want to change your life, please go home, think about this, think again. So you can reach us. You can reach us at phone number is 240-701-7796. 240-701-7796. Our email is support@venbati.com. Support@venbati.com. And our website is www.venbati.com. www.venbati.com. That's how you can reach us.
Okay, thank you so much, Marcel. It was a pleasure having you on this platform. And I like to use this opportunity to tell Southern Cameroonians and especially Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, and then by extension, other citizens of the African continent who are here in the United States and trying to find their feet. This platform is open. We want to promote our own talent. We want to promote our people. We need to be empowered, because when we're empowered, we have that possibility of looking back. You talked of the average being 105. Of course, as being one who is in the field, I can say that 105 is actually the average, because there are some who have the possibility to start well over 138. So, and I mean, I should say, quite some of us found ourselves within that bracket that started that high. So, what about you? You too can do it. Don't hang on there with some of those, you know, I always like to refer to it as those minimum wage jobs. You have the capacity to do this. The only thing is convert. It will take sacrifice, training, but yes, it pays off. So, Marcel, thank you so much. While you take your breath and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, I like to move our people of the southern Cameroons of Ambazonia and all those who sympathize with our cause on the continent onto the very important information that I have to share with them on this platform. But do you have a word all the same for the people of the southern Cameroons? You are a southern Cameroonian, though.
Absolutely. My word for the people of Southern Cameroon, first of all, is thank you for the platform. Thank you for the great job you're doing, informing and educating. My word would be, like John Barr could always say, synergy. The key word is synergy. We need to come together. We need to come together. Yes, I'm just emphasizing what he already says. He's more articulate than me. So yeah, let's come together. Let's come together. We can do it. We can do it. Absolutely. We can do it.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Marcel. So do enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thank you.
So it has come to pass that La République du Cameroon is facing enormous difficulties at this point in time. After spending billions of CFA to organize an Africa Cup of Nations that was simply meant to to give themselves an opportunity to boast, not because they had the capacity to do that. La République du Cameroon is today facing the music of just what it created. Life is getting harder in La République du Cameroon by the day. The cost of basic commodities is skyrocketing beyond imagination, and the people have not seen any corresponding increase or adjustment in their incomes. The net consequence is that suffering is increasing. Poverty is is getting to another level. And then the people, unless something else is within them, would soon begin to ask questions. And that is just problem number one. I want to give you an example first. The the cost of a liter of palm oil is now unbearable. The cost of bread has gone up by almost 50%. And if you recall the French Revolution, you will know what happened. What the immediate cause was an increase in the price of bread. That is in a sector where the people are normal. So if the people in La République du Cameroon really consider they are normal, then you can start imagining what can be expected out there. Inside that country, at least 88% of the people, and these are statistics from international bodies, don't have access to potable drinking water. They don't. There is no water. I mean, even as I'm talking now, get into the capital city, Yaounde, most of the homes of those who have money, you see water tanks up there because they are digging, drilling deep to either get water through scan or digging wells. Some of them, that are not properly treated and people end up with diseases and the things like that. Those are the woes of the people of La République du Cameroon. I don't want to talk about electricity because that one is worse. And without that, they can't power their economy. Why am I raising some of these issues? So we know where they stand. So we know what is happening on the other side. So we have an idea why it is important for us to continually regroup, to continually build stronger forces together, build stronger bonds. Because La République du Cameroon is getting to its most vulnerable ebb. Yet, they give us the impression that they are very strong. And that in itself sets some of our people into confusion and they start doubting whether we have a fair chance of securing the freedom that we seek. Look, I have a lot of friends in Yaounde who work at the Directorate General of the Treasury, at the Directorate General of Taxes, and the news from there is absolutely not good. If you are doubting what I say, pick up your phone. Call anyone that's doing business with the government of Cameroon. Ask them the last time they simply received their payments. It's not going. There is no money. And then for those of them who are on detachment on our territory, Bamenda Boya, it's just worse. There is no money. So if they find themselves in a situation of emergency caused by us where they have to display resources, they are in absolute difficulties. So the misery is growing, people. What do we need to do against such a foe? Simply strengthen ourselves. Make use of what we have available to us. And what we have available before us is simply using our brains. Using our brains. Optimizing what we have. Giving it value. And then raising the morale of our people to understand that we are far closer than anyone thinks. I receive messages from people every day. And some of them get worried, get frightened. There's this one that just came in. Sorry, while I was engaging this broadcast. This is one of our comrades. He happens to be on the territory. I'm sure he'll recognize himself when I read this. He just said, I'm in ground zero now, John. Look, my brother, traveling around the entire region gives me a first-hand knowledge of what is happening. I will tell you that if those in the diaspora don't put their act together, our voices will abandon the struggle because of disunity. What I mean is we need an effective strategy to impulse the emergence of new recruits to train a new generation of Ambazonians to carry and to sustain our collective quest for freedom. He weeps at this. Kumba was almost getting normal. Bamenda, if nothing is done, it may really be getting exactly to where the Republic of Cameroon wants it to be. There are residuals of La République du Cameroon stocks everywhere. Let me assure you, we still have a fair shot at making things work. When I talk to the people, they say their biggest source of discouragement right now, and so they feel like abandoning, is the infighting that continues to grow exponentially at the leadership level in the diaspora. My brother, I'm on my way to, I'll not read his destination, so we will talk. This message came in just a while ago. So my people, this tells you the feelings that our people on the ground have because they know that we have a clear path to freedom. Which path is almost being ruined by our attitude. Listen, like I said earlier, make no mistake. I'm not dreaming. I'm not utopic. I'm not an idealist thinking that it is possible for us to achieve 100% victory before we're able to overcome La République du Cameroon. That's not what I'm saying. Because some will soon jump to say, oh, what do you mean? The people of Eritrea were not 100% united. The people of Eritrea. No. Listen. Can we attain 60%? If we can attain even 55%, I assure you we stand a better chance at making it. Just watch this gentleman and you have an idea of the tempo on the other side of La République, on the other side, that's in La République du Cameroun. Take a listen.
Quand ça se passe comme ça, comment est-ce que les Camerounais vivent? Nos hôpitaux fonctionnent comment? Nos enfants apprennent comment? Les petits commerces fonctionnent comment? On en a assez de cette façon de faire. Vous ne pouvez pas continuer à martyriser les Camerounais comme ça et croire qu'on va continuer à accepter. Ça, on en a de trop. Hein? C'est pas normal. Vous avez organisé une CAN. Oui, après la CAN, qu'est-ce que nous avons eu? Vous avez dépensé des milliards de francs CFA pour organiser une CAN. Et à la fin, qu'est-ce que les Camerounais ont eu par rapport à cette CAN? D'autres personnes, aujourd'hui, quand on va parler, vous allez trouver que les gens incitent les gens à la révolte. Vous allez trouver que ce sont des gens, c'est parce que les gens sont de telle ou de telle autre tribu qui parlent. Moi, je suis monsieur Kouyaté Wamboki Mesmer. Je suis le maire de la commune de Loum et je m'exprime. On ne peut pas continuer à accepter ce que vous faites dans ce pays. Si ce n'est pas l'eau, c'est la lumière. On n'a pas de route, on n'a pas d'école pour nos enfants. Rien, on n'a rien. Pendant ce temps, vous buvez le pétus, vous buvez les dons Pérignon. Et vous croyez que les gens vont continuer à se taire comme ça? Vraiment, les Camerounais, cette façon dont nous nous traitent, nous ne devons pas continuer à accepter. On se demande si ces gens-là nous ont ensorcelés. C'est pas normal. Hein? Vraiment de Dieu, on ne sait pas, on se demande ce que Aïdjo nous a fait. Ce que Aïdjo nous a fait là, c'est inconcevable. On ne peut pas être après 60 ans d'indépendance. On n'a pas de lumière. Et en dépenser autant de milliards. Non, 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 non. Ces dirigeants, ça ne peut pas aller comme ça. Mais sachez une chose. Continuez à nous martyriser. Continuez à nous maltraiter. Mais le jour viendra. Et ce jour, je vous dis, je vous assure, vous n'aurez pas à vous en sortir. Les Camerounais en ont déjà assez. Et il faut éviter de tribaliser le pays pour vous maintenir au pouvoir. Cette lumière, quand ça s'éteint, au sud, c'est la même chose. À l'est, c'est la même chose. Tout le monde vit le martyr. Le commissaire vit le martyr. Le commandant vit la même chose. Le procureur vit la même chose. Donc, chers dirigeants, avant de vous en prendre aux autres, regardez bien ce que vit notre pays. Et ce n'est que le début. Je vous dis, on ne peut plus continuer à accepter comme ça. Une petite PME comme ça, comment on fait pour vivre? Comment on fait pour vivre? Vous exagérez quand même. Non.
Yeah, I hearted this gentleman there. I know there are quite some of us who don't understand French, and so I'm going to do some little interpretation. His name is Wambo Kouyaté. He is a mayor of Loum. Loum is in the Mongo division of the littoral region of La République du Cameroun. You can see him there frustrated. Yeah, he lays it out all. He says the people of La République du Cameroun are exasperated, that they have been taken for granted for too long. He says there is no water anywhere, no electricity. The prices of basic commodities are skyrocketing by the day. And while they are facing all these wars, the country had just spent billions of CFA to organize an AFCON, an Africa Cup of Nations. And after that, what? The common man is feeling the consequences. And he says why they are going through all of this, there's a little clique that positions itself. You find them drinking some of the most expensive champagne in the world. Petrus, Roi Petrus, Dom Perignon, the so-called Champagne Veuve Clignotte, and all of those things. Of course, he is making reference to those who were seen at the Olembe Stadium drinking heavily and boasting about the nature, the quality of the drinks, of the champagnes that they were consuming, and all this under the aegis of Jacques Famdongo, who is Minister of Higher Education. So my people, he is saying here and repeating that the people have got to say no to this. He's even wondering aloud whether the people of La République du Cameroun have been bewitched to the point where they can't rise up to say no to this. I say when he's speaking, he's convinced that they will soon say that he is inciting a rebellion, which is not true. That is simply stating facts. And he pushes the stuff further. When he says, it is unfortunate what Ahidjo did to them. I'm sure you're asking yourself, what did Ahidjo do to them? Of course, he is simply saying, by handing power to Mr. Paul Biya on a platter of gold, a man Ahidjo never settled down to find out whether he had what it really takes to run a nation. He destroyed La République du Cameroun. Sounds familiar? That they pick people who are not vetted, people who are not checked, people whose capacities have not been examined, and hand power to them, and the consequence is disaster? Sounds familiar? So that is what is talking in La République du Cameroun. I'm telling you, I'm assuring you, La République du Cameroun, the fundamentals are crumbling. Right now, they themselves are locked in a power tussle of unimaginable proportions. And that is why a government shake-up that has been expected for years is not happening. And that is why there is total consternation and there is tension in Yaounde now because of Mr. Paul Biya's decision to pick Ferdinand Gongo, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, to go represent the country at the ongoing European Union, African Union Summit in France. Well, I don't know whether it's in France or it's in Belgium. I mean, the tension in the country is real because don't forget, they are all expecting that any moment in that country, anything can happen. And so the succession battle has been raging. But now, from what has just happened, because don't make any mistake, Ferdinand Gongo might well be called Minister of State, but he is not running a ministry, a ministerial department. No. He is Secretary General at the presidency. He is not under the direct coordination of the Prime Minister, who is supposed to be head of government. So he's not actually a member of government per se, because he is actually under the cabinet of the presidency of the Republic. But now to find him being the one to go to lead a delegation to represent the country at such a summit which is bringing together heads of state and heads of government. And Cameroon is represented by the Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic. It tells you what it says. So, my people, while they are warming up for a great championship on that side of the Mongo, what are we doing? How ready are we? How ready are we to fill in the blank? How ready are we to take advantage of the situation to quicken our pace to freedom? How ready are we? This confusion on the other side, my people, should tell you La République du Cameroun has been fully weakened on our territory. They are only surviving today because of some of us. That's why they are surviving today. Because they have people, both in our midst in the diaspora and back home, who are ready to collect 5,000, 10,000. Some will even come and be boasting that they got $35,000 or $50,000 to come and destabilize the movement. And that is what you receive. 30 pieces of silver to auction the dreams and aspirations of 8 million people. My people, I say this because we just moved past a gentle tragedy 2 days ago. I mean 2 days ago. That while the voices in Bui have been working very hard to work together, to stay together, to operate together, because of our power greed in the diaspora, because of our anxiety to be in control, because we want to use them as our bargaining chip to cut cheap personal egoistic deals, we are transforming ourselves into informants to La République du Cameroun on the positions of those voices. Of course, the net consequence is we have even succeeded in creating infiltrations within the ranks of our brother Nopiti, to the point where he narrowly missed it. I mean, narrowly, 2 days ago. I'm sure you could see La République du Cameroun stocks celebrating that they had his bike, the one he's riding on, and, what other thing did they get from them? But God protected him and many others. I mean, God protected him and many others. I say this struggle is God ordained. The prayers of millions of southern Cameroonians, for those who are seeking this synergy and trying to make it work, will not let the evil intentions of the few who are determined to rock the boat, as long as they are not in control, as long as they are not the ones boasting to be the owners of this group, those evil intentions will crash. They are crashing. They will continue to crash. My people of the Southern Cameroons, why don't we learn from King Solomon's wisdom? We saw, or we see in that Bible story where two women are fighting over a baby. Of course, one of them knows clearly that she's the owner of the baby, and the other knows clearly she's not the owner, but is determined to make sure, because my own baby passed, I must get yours. And if I can't have your baby and my baby has passed, all of us will be without a baby. And so when King Solomon says, okay, I'm going to divide this baby between both of you, the true mother says, no, don't. Better hand this baby to the other one. Although I know it's my baby, but I need to be happy that this child is alive. Is any of us ready to rise to the occasion in the southern Cameroons to say, rather than continuing our fragmentation, rather than serving as the circuit, the vehicle through which our ranks will be destroyed, our aspirations broken, the people's morale crushed, I will better step back, contribute in any other way to make sure we attain this objective, because we all own this freedom at the end of the day when it comes. This is the spirit, the Ubuntu spirit that Comrade Malema, I prefer to call him Comrade Malema in South Africa talks about. The Ubuntu spirit. It should lead us to understanding that I am because you are. My people of the southern Cameroons, I am telling you, Chantabia is spoiling the place in La République du Cameroon for us. Yet, we are allowing them to use the last crumbs, the last finances they have to succeed in breaking our tempo. La République du Cameroon, what they dread most is when we begin calling each other to ask questions when we hear things. It's when we begin cooperating seriously. It's when they see the voices now closing their ranks and saying, no, we'll all work together like one bunch. They dread our coming together. They dread synergy among us. It sends, tremor through their spines. That is why you see they multiplied their infiltrators among us to continue to preach a message of disunity, distrust. That is why they now even call our brother No Pity, whose father, mother, sisters, brothers, uncle, aunts are in the hands of the enemy. They even call him their collaborator. Those who are doing that, no, find out they are not for this liberation movement. They are agents of the colonizer who disguise as being with us, but just so that they have the possibility to earn their living by being telltales. If we're not able to identify these people quickly and set them aside from our ranks, my people, then we are seeking defeat from the jaws of victory. That's exactly what we cannot do. I bet you there is massive confusion in La République du Cameroon. You want to know? A lot of their people know right now that being sent to southern Cameroon is next to a death sentence, and they are running. Are we seeking to embolden them by trying to destroy our own very ranks? Take a read at this. This list that you're seeing here has been published. I know you may not be able to read it very easily, but if you pause and zoom it, you will see it, but I can read out what is on that list for understanding. That is a press release signed by the delegate, the regional delegate for national security in what they call Northwest, and his name is Wilson Elong Jumenjikang, and it's signed on the 16th of February. Today is 20th. That's 4 days ago. Just 4 days ago. And this communique is calling on members of the La République Police Force transferred to the southern Cameroons, moved to the southern Cameroons, to the northern zone, and they abandoned. Why? Because they know it no longer makes sense to come. But by our actions, are we emboldening them to start thinking that, no, I can take a foothold once more. Get the list. Il s'agit de commissariat spécial de Batibo. CP means commissaire de police. This is the whole superintendent of police. Noupse Jean-Pierre. Since November 2021, he was transferred to Batibo. That's in Mogamo. He's never stepped his leg there. OP2, that officier de police de deuxième grade, they call this second grade. How do you call it? Second grade superintendent. No, second grade assistant superintendent. Second grade assistant superintendent of police. Tambe Philip Jong, of course, this is even one of ours. This should be a Southern Cameroonian. The same November 2021, sent to the same Mogamo, and I'm sure he left. And then, Ngokotunja, commissariat spécial Ngokotunja, officier de police principal, that is senior assistant superintendent of police, Menoir Francois. Ever since he was appointed, that was say depuis sa nomination, he's never stepped his leg there. You have OP2, that is a second grade assistant superintendent of police, Ranendumpuo Emmanuel. This should be a baboon gentleman. Since November 2021, he refused to step his leg in Ngokotunja. Commissariat spécial de Bello, OP2, that's second grade assistant superintendent of police, Mvondo Laurent. Ever since he was appointed, he never stepped his leg there. And then, Groupement Mobile d'Intervention numéro 6 du Nord-Ouest, IP1, that is a first grade inspector of police, Omboa Jean Mathieu. Since 2019, he has never been seen anywhere in Bamenda where he was sent to work. Gardien de la Paix, this is that's even the lowest grade I'm calling. That's I'm looking at that Gardien de la Paix. It's the lowest grade. I'm trying to get a thing. It's not coming. Gardien de la Paix, Chango Ngesifa Gilet. Since 2020, this is police constable that we're looking for. Police constable. Police constable Bilua Umba Bernard since February 2021. All of these folks refused to go. These are the ones that we are talking about now. There are many more that have not been called, and across the entire Southern Cameroons who are refusing. And this is just the police corps. You've not gone to gendarmerie, you've not gone to the infantry, you've not gone to the Air Force, you've not gone to whichever. This is a clear indication, my people, that the Southern Cameroons is being dreaded. That we have taken them to a point where they have started doubting their ability to continue to subjugate us. But today, because we want power, everyone wants to create their own. Everyone is creating every day new creations and so on and so forth. Because we want to also show our head have power. Everybody wants to also say, I'll be at that negotiation table, I'll be at this. And we are losing positions we previously gained. But we can reverse this trend. I bet you, my people of the Southern Cameroons, this trend can be reversed. Yes, we can do it. Just take a look at this picture. And I like this gentleman for doing this. These amber bondholders. They did a marvelous demonstration of how we get to Boya. You see, this is Boya Mountain. This is the united voices of the Southern Cameroons, if I can use that expression, coming down from the mountain in all joy and excitement. That, hooray, 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 we have made it, we have arrived. But you see, it's because we are saying it is when we are united, because they made it clear there, united, Boya gets very close. United, Boya is ours. But if we continue to enable the division, to enable the fragmentation, then we are pushing our dream further and further and further. I bet you La République du Cameroon will be crumbling soon. But when they crumble, they will give themselves the opportunity to try to rise back. If we don't constitute ourselves in such a way That when they crash, we simply do the needful. When they crash, we will still be there fighting among ourselves now, even on the ground, as to who will keep which part, who will do what, and who must be where. If not him, no way. And the Republic will finish, put their acts back together, and come back to us. And at that time, we won't cope. Let me take us to a simple story like this. Say that someone is said to be a sinner, and they say you are attacked by demons. And they say one demon had habited you, and then you go for deliverance. Of course, you meet a real man of God, you are prayed upon, and you are delivered. And this demon leaves you. But he doesn't go far. He stands somewhere close and is watching. If you decidedly do the things that distance him, then it gets going until he gets lost into the abyss. But if you show signs that I'm not ready to really live this free life, he will not come back alone. You go and get 7 others stronger than him and come back in. And at that time, even that same man that God will deliver you will never be able to anymore. This is the same situation that we will face if we don't get ready for the ultimate moment. You see, I say every fabric of La République du Cameroon today is confusion. Because there's already another battle in the air between Samuel Eto'o and the Minister of Sports and Physical Education over the appointment of a coach. Confusion. Every sector, confusion. La République du Cameroon is a foe we could easily set aside. We just need to make up our minds we want to do it. We have the intention of doing it. We have been saying it every day. We want to do it. Now is a time for us to prove that we are ready to do it. My brother, my sister of the Southern Cameroons, if you do not like the unity of our people on the ground, don't put in all your energy to break it. Simply step aside and allow them do what they are doing. Don't become an informant against your own people just because you feel that they are not answerable to you. Close your eyes, fall asleep, and let them work. Tomorrow when the freedom comes, nobody will discriminate. Like, this writer, I think it's Richard Thiru, if I'm not mistaken, who has a character in one of his books called Korokoto Mangambo, who says, who dares discriminate on the Feast of the Harvest? On the Feast of the Harvest, on the Feast of celebration of this victory, of this freedom, there will be no discrimination. So why do you want to be on the wrong side of history? I've just highlighted these issues so we understand that where we stand, we are closer to victory than we can imagine. But all we need to do, let us each in our own sphere dare to be selfless. Let us each in our own sphere volunteer to refuse being part of the fragmentation. Let us each in our own sphere determine that the time now is rather to contribute feverishly to support our brave hearts who are ready to walk us into victory. That is the mantra that will take us to the victory we seek. As I conclude this broadcast, I want to draw our attention to the very fundamental truth, which is that if by any chance we ever let this opportunity slip through our hands, none of us can imagine the consequences. Even you who are helping the colonizer against the wishes and aspirations of the people of the Southern Cameroons, you will wonder what happened to you. If you doubt, check out how our friend Judah Iscariot reacted just moments after he saw the fruits of his own labor. To God be all the glory.